Hello guys, happy Sunday. Welcome to another stream. So, just before everyone gets here, well, I hope there's an everyone that's going to get here, but I hope you all had a fantastic week. If you just want to let me know in the comments what you've been up to, what creative things you've done this week. For me, I have been working on my second channel, my dog channel, a little bit. But yeah, I discovered that being up in the hills trying to talk to the camera involves a lot of wind noise, so I've purchased myself a wee dead cat. Magdalena's here again. Hi there, how are you doing? I seen you over at Drew's live, and if people haven't seen, British Cook Drew is going to be going live again later this evening, so keep an eye out for him. But be well after I'm done and finished here. So how's your week been, Magdalena, and everyone else who's here? Yeah, what creative things have you been up to? Yeah, what else have I done? We had videos of how to make a poodle. If you haven't seen that, and talking about danger in needle felting, which sounds a bit mad, I know, but it's how it is. Just because I hear so many horror stories of people like stabbing their fingers and stuff like really badly, and people contact me and say you shouldn't be needle felting up in the air. That's a terrible way to teach people, and I'm just like, actually, I stab myself less doing it that way. And yeah, on Monday we also covered how to deal with Pinterest on Etsy. Celine worked at an art fair yesterday. Oh, fantastic! That sounds cool. So how did it go? That must be kind of like exciting and a bit stressful as well. Were you selling your own stuff? I take it. And how did it go? Yeah, so that was my last week. Excuse me, rubbing eyes. I'm still hay fevery as anything. Coming up week, I'll give you a sneak peek of what's probably, if it works out, what's going to be on Thursday. Long way to go. This is just the armature, but anyone guess what I'm making? So that's my plan for Thursday. And yeah, I've still got Monday's videos I'm working on. I'm going to batch out a load, 3 or 4 different videos, so I'm not sure which one's going to get released tomorrow. And Wednesday I have an interesting wee gadget for beginners needle felting that I'll be practicing. So yeah, that's my plans for the week ahead. And today, as we're on a new month, I don't know where last month went. I feel like I'm getting so old. Come on up then, Mia. Mia needs a little cameo. Here we go. Yes, this is Mia's stream more than mine. Selena was selling needle felted animals and actually profited. That's fantastic. Well done. Because it can be really tricky to find the right type of fair that people are actually gonna like give you decent money for your stuff. So making a profit is fantastic. Good job. Magdalena, it's actually not a gecko, although it does look very gecko-y at the minute. I've been looking at him, trying to get him in shot. I've been looking at him and thinking of going gecko, but it is actually a frog I was doing. It's I just used the skeleton shape for a frog, and then I'm going to fatten it up quite a bit. Who else have we got here in the chat? Chicks Tricks by Cat. Hi there, Cat. Good to see you too. And hello, Shannon from Oklahoma. Yeah, sweet Mia. She actually doesn't. She hasn't rolled in anything nasty today, so she even smells quite nice. Yeah, don't you? Yeah, but Mia likes hanging out in our stream, and they will feature lots more in the new dog channel. It's been great fun because I actually got a new car this week as well, so I've been testing it out by going for road trips with the dogs, which is cool because it doesn't feel like skiving if I'm shooting B-roll, if I'm shooting film for the new channel. So we've got lots of films of the dog playing on the beach and everything that hopefully I'll get up soon. Magdalena, I am filming how I'm making the frog. Obviously, I've got to see how he turns out yet. He's got a lot more bulking to go. This is just the very basic step. But doing these fingers and toes was, as you imagine, quite fiddly. But he just needs a lot more bulk. He needs his frog legs need to be thickened out and a lot more body. But he's getting he's getting there. I think he's not a bad start, but yeah, I've just got to do that by Thursday. And yes, Mia's a she. Ben's the boy. He's over at the end of the sofa, but doesn't join in the stream. And Mia's much better at me at making this eye contact with the camera and everything. She's a professional YouTuber, unlike me. Right, so like I said, it is the beginning of a new month, so I've got to talk about my stats for last month. And again, I just share these numbers with you to give you a realistic idea of what you can make. Some people make way more, many people make way less in sales and everything. Sorry if you can hear the plane going overhead. It has been so hot here. We're due thunderstorms. Have been due since Wednesday. They were talking about massive thunderstorms, and I really wish they'd hurry up because it will just clear the air. So all the windows in my house are open just now. So every time I say a P type word, I was like blowing air into Mia's ear. Yes, Mia's definitely not camera shy. Hi there, Cricket. Good to see you here. Yeah, so I'm trying to give everyone an idea of what's realistic, because according to Etsy rank, and this kind of blows me away as well, I still think that I'm a small shop on Etsy, but they say I'm in the top 7% of all sellers on Etsy. So that gives you an idea. If you're in the top 2%, you're probably making, you know, thousands of pounds every week, but that's not realistic. So let's get into my stats for the month, if I can figure out which button to hit. That should be us, yes. In here we have my dashboard from my Etsy shop, and just going to have a look at the stats for last month. So the month of May, and comparing, I think it was April that my stats were absolutely terrible because stupid me let far too many listings expire without noticing because I was busy doing other things, and that causes the stats to drop tremendously. So comparing last month year on year with what last year's May was like, we have an 8% increase in views and a 1% increase in visits. So it's pretty much staying steady from last year, which is pretty cool because I was working on it quite a bit harder last year. And then looking down in the month, I got 8 orders, and that totaled up to a revenue of £187. And just a quick compare that to last year, see how I did. And yeah, that's 33% more sales and 15% more revenue than this time last year. So for anyone who's saying that Etsy's tank, the sales are dying off, no, it's just there's a dip this time of the year anyway. So this might not be my biggest month ever, but it's doing 15% better than it did this time last year. Sorry, Mia, I'm blowing your ear again. So yeah, don't freak out if your sales are down from last month. Freak out if they're down a lot from the year before, but also have a look and see why it is that they're down. But anyway, so that's been a pretty good month. I turned things around and got them back on schedule. And if we actually have a look for the whole of this year, see how I'm doing compared to last year, and you can see I'm up like 8% in visits, and my orders, it's the money that people want for the year, and my orders are up 35% and my revenue's up 27% on this time last year, so that's pretty cool. And we can see, you know, January, oops, when I can hover over it, but January, February and March, my orders and sales were pretty high, and then we've taken a dip for April and May, and that's just what selling online's like. So let's head back to last month. So we can see my traffic sources are still nearly half comes from Etsy, and then about a third come direct, and then only 17% come from social media. So really, you know, it tells you should be doing the work on Etsy or sending people direct to us. The actual social media is not sending that much. My search terms for the month, as always, are to do with cat bookmark and cat lover's gift. That's because that cat bookmark listing that I've showed you every time because it's like my #1 listing, that's the search terms people are finding it under. That one's always ranking because people are sending from Pinterest, so I do really well on that. Needle felted dog, pretty cool. Needle felted animal, but again, it's not really sending a whole lot of people into any of the individual search terms, but it still helps to be optimized for the search terms because that at least gives me a chance of getting found. And yeah, the websites that are sending people to my shop, by far the most is from Etsy, but then Pinterest, 100 visits a month from Pinterest is still pretty cool. And well, it's 140 if we include, I don't know why it shows it like that, but yeah, 140 from Pinterest. Mia is now sitting on me. And now we're getting 41 views coming in from YouTube, which is still pretty cool. Although the point of running the YouTube channel isn't so much to build up my shop, they're two separate things. And yeah, most people go to individual listings and then they'll maybe go to your main shop page. But that's that. Let's have a quick look at the actual listings. So my most viewed listings for the last month, that's cool. It's come back to this little dog did well about a year ago. Personalized pet sculpture was a big search, so people are coming into that. So I'm gonna have to dig down again and see where people are finding that from. And yeah, the cat bookmark's not actually showing up in my most viewed listings, which it usually is, so that's kind of weird. But these are all ones that are kind of on front pages for individual search terms, so it's cool that they're doing well. And least visited, here's some that I've got to work on. Some are really old listings that I'm as well getting rid of because the picture's not that great. This little Yorkshire Terrier guy, she's about 6 or 7 years old, so yeah, I probably don't even make things in that style anymore. And I love this thing, all listings ranked by like favorites or visits or how much money they've made, so that's all kind of cool. So that is my stats. Where's my face? There we go. That's my stats for the month. I hope that's kind of interesting for you guys to hear and see about. I hope it just inspires people that, yeah, unfortunately, very few of us are going to make millions and millions of pounds on Etsy, but it's building up. I mean, 10% every year, 8-10% year on year is still an increase. It's still really cool. So that's that. Yeah, so I think we've got Dranu. We've got Dan here from Extreme Food Reviews, and if you didn't catch, he actually finally went live a couple of days ago. I'm losing track of time. He went live just the tail end of this week, so really got to keep an eye out for him. If you aren't already, subscribe to him and ring the bell, as they say, so you get notifications of when he goes live, because his son's awesome, if nothing else. No, he's pretty cool too, and they've got good chemistry, and it was a fun live, so well done for doing that. Susan's here. Hi there, Susan, good to see you. Yeah, this is great. 15 minutes in and I've done what I meant to talk about. Really planned well. Dan was on yesterday. Cool. I'm losing track of time. It's like the month goes really quick, but each day is stretching out really long because I've been so busy. As I said at the start, I recorded about 3 videos for my second channel, and then I discovered the wind noise was terrible, so I'm going to have to go out and do them again. Keep an eye out for Dan. The police say that often. I can well imagine. Yes. Well, now that you've done a live, you do now know how difficult it is to be careful about what you're saying. You've got to keep the air, keep not having dead air, so keep talking all the time, and oh boy, it's nonsense. Right. Yeah, what I can do, bit of fun, maybe. Yeah, just quickly show you, while turning the sound off, please, computer. Yeah, I'll just quickly show you some of the things, literally what I was filming. screen what I was filming out in the great outdoors, and I got some really cool looking shots. Well, I think some pretty good looking shots, which I was so pleased with. And then unfortunately when I came to get them off the camera, as you'll see, not so cool. The wind, you can see the wind there blowing up my hair. The wind noise is just too bad to actually use any of these shots, but I was really annoyed because they came out pretty good, so I've just got to try that all over again. But hey, it's still cool. You live, you learn. So that's what I'd been doing. Back to my physic. Dan, you did fine on your live. You were absolutely great. And you have someone to talk to, because Mia is absolutely terrible at conversation. She holds eye contact, she looks beautiful on camera, but she disappears off just when I'm needing her to engage a little bit, and her conversation skills are terrible. She just looks at me like I'm an idiot. Even at least your Jonas is pretty cool, and he talks back and carries the show for you pretty much. But yeah, you guys did great. Right, what am I missing? Oh, yeah, eyeballs totally running. Yeah, I am totally dead today. As I say, like Thursday, yeah, that's why the days have gone so quick. It was Thursday I got my new car, and because it's got a 60-day warranty from the dealer, I'm trying to thrash the backside off that car to find out if anything is wrong with it and just have great fun with it. So I've been driving everywhere trying to put in as many miles as I can to find out if there's anything wrong with the car. So I have been non-stop for the past few days, and it's been awesome fun. Yeah, just like trips down the coast, and I'll see if I can find any of those pictures, because I do sometimes share my pictures, so that's cool. See if I can find them and share them with you, because today I planned so badly. I thought I would talk about my my stats for a whole lot longer, but yeah, that didn't happen. So let's find where these pictures are, maybe. Yeah, just a few. So back to this. This is I might just have said thrash the backside, and that is me being polite. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get demonetized in all my live streams, but yeah, whatever. Actually, oh, another plane going overhead. Sorry, I do live on a flight path. The airport is literally like about a mile that way. But yeah, as I said in my teaching people Scottish swearing live stream a couple of months ago, I actually get away with all this stuff because the YouTube bot doesn't understand Scottish. Like nothing. There's a fantastic video up on somewhere, so it must be on YouTube, of a Scottish woman attempting to, oh, it was on Facebook, yeah, a Scottish woman just attempting to get Alexa to play some music for her, and it is hilarious. She keeps saying the same thing, and then finally at the end she's like, right, let's try it in an English accent, and she puts on this most stupid English accent, and Alexa plays it for her. Susan gets a lot of views on her Etsy but no sales. Oh, well, that's bad but kind of good, in that you know you're getting in the right places, that people are seeing you. So now what you've got to do is look at the pages that people are finding you, look at the search terms that people are finding you, and just see what you're competing against, and see, it's very rarely price, but see how you compare price wise, see how your photographs compare and everything, and just maybe a little tweak, and you might get some more sales, or you'll hopefully get some sales. Excuse me. Today it is cranberry and raspberry sparkling water. It's revolting, but I need to better speak. Right, anyway, so this was my little run down the coast the other day. Like I say, I am trying with my new car, so I was going to go up the east side of Loch Lomond, but because we're on weather warnings just now for like flooding and rain, and it's not rained, so I decided not to go on like really unsafe roads that I don't know well, so I went down the Clyde. So this is just heading away from Glasgow down the Clyde to a lovely little Bloodiston Bay, this place is called. So it is really pretty awesome. So I've just got a few pictures just off my phone. I'm not doing fancy pictures. Oh, and this was actually really cool. It's like an old pipe. It's obviously drainage from the fields or something, but it's got a massive crack in it and the bubbles were blowing up on it. And the dogs were just like obsessed with these bubbles coming out of this pipe, and you can see on Mia's face it's like, what is this thing? This is bizarre. So that was really cute. And I love this, right? See, if you're an entrepreneur, kind of online entrepreneur in any way, working for yourself, through Etsy, through YouTube, through any of these things, right? Some of my friends, like, sometimes I get jealous. They're away on, they afford great holidays and stuff. They're away in foreign climes, and I'm fairly skint. But then when I think, when they were all stuck in their offices on Friday, I went for a drive down the coast, and literally the water you can see there, I was paddling in that beautiful water, playing with my dogs, eating ice cream, having a great day. So I don't need these fantastic holidays because I can kick off down the beach every time the sun's out pretty much. So you've got quality of life is different things. You really, unless you're going to be the big famous one with the big bucks, which isn't going to be most of us, you're not likely to make a massive wage, but you might make enough so that your quality of life is so much better. And honestly, my quality of life is so much better. I've probably said before, but when I was in industry, I was making a reasonably good wage, but I would probably be dead by now if I'd have stayed where I was working. Because basically I was driving, it was 40 miles each way to get to work, and working long days, and I was falling asleep driving the car home, so I would have probably been dead. So there we go, that's the difference. Yeah, some more. Friday was such a funny day. It was so hot and humid, but also kind of really misty and murky, which makes for like some stunning landscapes. But obviously I didn't take the decent camera with me. It's just my phone, so not getting the best pics, but you can get an idea. It's such a lovely little bay. I've got some of the best puppy pics. Thank you, Daniel. No, well, I can't claim much credit for that. I live in a pretty place, and my dogs are pretty good at being photogenic and just not bothering when the camera's out. Oh, wee Ben. Yep. Ben never used to like water at all. Like literally, to get him, if you threw toys into the water, he would wait till all the other dogs retrieved them, and then he would like put his paw in just about an inch. Here's Cricket. Loved this. You saw them on Facebook. Yep. I'm just sharing my Facebook pictures for those, but I think I do have quite a lot of you on Facebook, but still share the extra pictures. Yeah, Ben would never go swimming at all. He would just like get his feet wet and that was it. But as he's getting older, he's dealing with heat possibly less well, so he's really loving it a bit more. So now he's going in and swimming, or he's going in like up to his wrists and then just lying down in it, and actually quite loving it. So there he is paddling. Cricket says to the wet dogs, no way you're getting in the new car. They wouldn't get in the front of the new car. I'm such a girly girl now. Looking for the car, I did not. Let's go back to Ugly Mug, because I think I'm done with the pictures. I did not choose a decent colour. My car's not the best colour in the world. I did not choose the fanciest looking car or whatever. I went around the car showroom with a tape measure and measured to see if it was big enough. The back of it, the boot, was big enough to stick the dog's crate in it. So the dogs they have their lovely cozy crate in the back of the car. I think I have. Oh, hang on, I missed one anyway. Yeah, that's one of the last pictures of the dogs sitting on the beach. Nothing ruins this new car smell faster than the smell of wet dog. Actually, I'm lucky, and it's not just me being nosebleed, because I do smell wet dog on other people's dogs quite bad sometimes. But my dogs aren't particularly doggy smelling. They stink of whatever they've rolled in. But they're not too bad when they get wet and stuff, so that's not too bad. But also I have to be I have to be honest. Obviously the dealership wants it to make your car look like it's all new. It's second hand, obviously, so they clean out all the car, and the air freshener they've used in the car. Oh, it's revolting. It's like really strong new car smell, you know, that fake thing. It's really strong new car smell, along with some really sweet bubblegum kind of smell, and it was nipping my head. It was pretty bad. So I just I've had the windows open. I've been driving with the windows right down to try and get rid of that scent. So I'd kind of prefer slightly sandy, salty, moist dog type smell. That sounds weird, but anyway, you know what I mean. Um, yeah. What are we doing? Back to face. Yeah, their own crate is cool. It just makes such a difference. Years ago, I had one of the BMW Minis, and there's no boot in them things, so the dogs were on the back seat. And if I put the seat belts on them, then Mia would have a tantrum and manage to get her legs wound up. You know, you'd be driving along, and then suddenly her legs tangled in 6 places, and you've got to pull over and detangle the dog. Or if you didn't have them, well, it's now illegal to have them loose in the car, but it used to be legal. But if I didn't have them loose, if I didn't have them secured in the car, if they were just on the back seat, then Mia would see random things and want to fly out to the front window when you're driving along, and suddenly a dog's flying over your shoulder to land on the front window. So I got a car that was big enough to stick them in the boot. Got a nice comfy crate for them. They've got like all blankets in there and towels and water bowls and stuff. So they're cool. They're in little space and they kind of love it there. They come to work with me in there, and that's just where they hang out most of the time. Um, but yeah, Cricket. The perfume was disgusting, so I've been trying to get rid of that. So yeah, I'd prefer my car to smell a bit of muck, because that's more honest. That's more like what I am. Um, check where we are. Oh, I haven't even finished the pictures yet. I'm rubbish. Right, and that is again just the end of the walk. It's on a little walkway up overlooking the last bit of the beach, and it was kind of cool. Just saw this woman playing with her 2 dogs. I did take a couple of videos of it and stuff as well. It was such a lovely day. I love the beach. I prefer the beach to kind of anywhere. So had great fun there. I'm not sure what pictures are coming next, so I'm going back to my ugly mug. There's nothing, you'll know this is just my Facebook pic, so there's nothing terrible on there, but I just want to make sure there's no surprises. Oh, it's not even exciting. That's just, next one's just my car. There we go. So that's the new car. And I haven't even thought of a name for it yet, because I was just thinking that my last car that I had for like 7 years was the first car ever that I've not named. I usually name all my cars, and for some reason I hadn't named that car. I think it was when I got it, I was a driving instructor, so it wasn't my car as such. It just felt like it was a tool for work. So many other people were driving it, so I never bothered to name it. So this car, I'm thinking I might name it, because it's my car this time. Well, not entirely mine. Mum helped out quite a bit, but it's for me. So if anyone can think of any good car names, excuse me. I'm trying to remember back some of my car names. Like I've had a Steve and a Dave and a Jet, and there was one of my driving instructor cars that was named. We called him Harry, and one of my pupils had an entire backstory about Harry, who was a financial investor during the day, but a go-go dancer in feather boas at night. I have no idea. My car had a backstory that is completely impossible because it was a car. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, that's about everything I've done. The last stroke was named "Come On, Don't Do This to Me, Not Again." Yeah, I think my last car, because well, no, it's a he. My last car was definitely a he. He was about 11-year-old when I just got rid of him again. So I was. His name was really more swear words than actual real names. So, but I still kind of miss it now. But loving the new car. But, but yeah, hopefully this car won't be called rude things. It'll just be an enjoyable experience that isn't a massive wallet drain that every single month. I mean, I joke about that last car tried to kill me, but it actually really did. I knew things were wrong with it, and I was driving to the garage to get it fixed, and the suspension broke and took out the brake pipe. So I had zero brakes driving into the garage, and I managed fine because, professional train driver me. So I got it there. I handed the keys over, and the mechanic had to take it in. And I was like to him, "Look, the brakes are not working." And he just looks at me. He's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." He nearly crashed it into the wall, which actually would have been a blessing because I'd have got a new car. But yeah, he didn't believe me when I said there's zero brakes in this car. So that was funny watching him try and not crash my car. Yeah, guys, so I think this is one of my most poorly planned live streams that I've ever had, which is pretty cool. Yeah, didn't have as much to talk about as I thought, but I have burgers in the fridge, so I'm gonna run off and make tea. But guys, remember, Drew's got a live stream in a little bit. I think Danielle of Cutting the Caboose is probably live shortly as well. So Cricket and Dan, have you guys got more live streams planned? If you want to advertise yourselves in my stream here, that's cool. We can send people over. I don't think we've got a gazillion people watching today anyway. Hopefully they're all out having an awesome time. Another plane. I don't know if that's been caught up on the mic, but you guys can see why, right? When people complain about filming problems, when I'm trying to film up a whole load of things, it's constantly there's a plane going overhead or someone's cutting the grass outside. It's a nightmare. It's not quite as bad as Dan's jackhammer outside, but it is a bit of a nightmare. Cricket's trying shredded chicken for tacos. Yeah, cool, that sounds good. Yeah, Drew was live earlier telling us that he's going to be live later. He's kind of doing that thing I did a couple of weeks ago where I was sitting out in the park and I just thought, I'm going to go live to tell them I'm going to go live. So he's got something planned. I think it was a food taste testing, so he's stealing extreme food reviews ideas. Leonie is here and watching. Good to see you. Yeah, Dan, I remember you with your jackhammers. We actually had that as well. They were digging up the path right in front of my house for a little while, but thankfully I managed to batch in some videos before they started and trying to get them in at different times. And now I've set up my studio under the bed in my spare room. That's a little further away from everything, and also the lighting's a bit better, so I'm able to film at night as well, so that makes things much easier. Cricket's not going live today, but no, not at all. Like, we're an awesome community. We all are here to help each other. So, totally. I love seeing all you guys live as well. So I can watch you all struggle as much as I struggle and try and get the words out and try and think of things. Leonie, just about to start an Etsy shop. Awesome. Oh, best of luck. Keep us updated with how that goes then, because that is so exciting. Psychic Queen Leonie. Cool. Dehydrator stuff. Awesome. I do actually have a dehydrator. I've used it lots to make treats for the dogs. Hey, that's something I can show on the new channel. Yay. But oh no, that means cleaning my kitchen. No, but if you have dogs, or probably cats would love it too, but dehydrating liver is a fantastic treat for them. And liver's disgusting to try and deal with, but once you're dehydrated, it's easy to cut up and stuff. The dogs love that, and it's pretty healthy. I also made loads of jerky for myself. Fruit as well. Raspberries are really bizarre if you dehydrate them. It takes about 2 days, but they're the weirdest thing and really quite cool, but a bit weird too. So I've done lots of fruit, I've done lots of meat, but yeah. Cricket wants to vlog, but how easy for some creep to figure out where I live. It's gonna be a risk, but just be careful with what you show, basically. You can show, you had the B-roll challenge up. That was you, I'm not thinking of someone else there. You had the awesome B-roll challenge where you were showing like your kids out in the park and stuff. And you can show your area without showing where you are. So nothing identifying, you know, a park's a park. Herbs in the dehydrator. That's a great idea because I've got a load of. I planted mint in my garden because I'm stupid. I planted lots of different types. I've got chocolate mint, peppermint, spearmint, um, lots of different types. I can't remember what they all are now. And I planted them totally ignoring the fact that you're supposed to plant mint in tubs, else it goes mental. So it's gone mental and my house is surrounded by mint. So it would be kind of cool to dehydrate some of that and make like tea, because I like mint tea. Cricket, you can actually slice the meat thin enough yourself really easily. I find if you can get like a really nice big slab, you know, like I don't know what the cuts would be called for you, but like a pork loin or something, you can slice them really, really thinly yourself. And it doesn't have to be super thin. You can have like half a centimetre to a centimetre thick. Will still dehydrate and really give you something awesome to eat. And yeah, pro tip from Dan, but absolutely, if you freeze it, especially liver, freeze liver before you do it. But yeah, freezing meat is so much easier. That's another plane. How many has that been in like half an hour? That's about the 6th plane. I know, I'm getting super hungry, guys. I've not made jerky for ages. Since I've gone low carb, because I used to have lovely marinades, like I can't even remember, but like Chinese marinades, but they had quite a lot of sugar in them. So I'm trying to find like low carb equivalents because I do love beef jerky and stuff. I'll have to do some of that again. Did salmon once as well, teriyaki salmon jerky. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do it with salmon, but it was nice. Anyway, guys, I think that will do us for today. I'll let you get off, but thank you so much for joining me. It's been great fun as usual. Give us a heads up when you're going to go live. Everyone remember and subscribe to everyone, and yeah, keep in touch, keep the community going. But thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.